Looking for Madden 22 Ultimate Team coins? AOEAH.com is the cheapest and most reliable coins on the marketplace. Click the link in the description and use coupon code SPORTS for 3% off your order. This year in Madden 22, everyone seems to think the gun bunch tight end is just about a bunch of one-play touchdowns, bombs, and really forget to realize that this offense is actually one of the best in the game at simply attacking the defense and making the right read. If you're looking to hit one-play touchdowns every time you're on the field on offense, you're probably not going to be very successful. So in this Madden 22 tip video, I'm going to break down one of the best plays in the game to attack and make the right read against any defense out there. So we're going to be looking at the bunch tight end, and this formation is found in many playbooks. In this video, I went ahead and I just picked the Raiders because I know Raiders is very popular. I've actually been running the run-heavy playbook, and if you're interested on my run-heavy offense, be sure to check out Sportsgamerz.com. If you're a VIP member, you get access to that and the entire website for only $19.99. Now, we all know PA boot over is one of the most spammed plays in the game because it's just highly effective. And most people look to hit the one-play touchdown with the deep post or just abuse the crossers, right, with the rollout. Now, obviously, yes, that's very hard to defend, but I want to show you guys something that is more effective for me, especially if you're playing good players. They're not going to let you hit bombs all day long, so you really need to have some other setups and reads that will allow you to beat, the majority of defenses out there and not have to rely upon just bombing every play. Before we get too much into this video, guys, I do want to remind you, if you enjoy my free YouTube content, I do Madden 22 tips, gameplays, and news, videos on a daily basis each week. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and if you really rock with me, smash that like button. If we could get to 300 likes on this video, that would be huge. Also, comment, subscribe, turn your notifications on, all that great stuff. That good stuff really does help me out as a content creator. So, we're going to first break this down against the 3-5 wide, and we're going to go up against a lot of different coverages. We'll start with cover 2. So a pretty common defense that people will run is something like this, where they blitz 5, and they mug the gap with their user over the middle of the field. Now, what I like to do with this, it requires you to either have Hot Route Master or Tight End Apprentice, because I'm going to put my tight end on a post. Now, I will say that with the way the game is right now, it's very easy to do with these golden ticket quarterbacks. I feel like you got to use Hot Route Master because you can get Escape Artist and Hot Route Master at the lowest, AP cost with the golden ticket quarterbacks and still have room left over. So to me, it's a no-brainer. So we're going to go ahead and put him on a post. Now, the next thing I like to do is put the running back out of the backfield on an out route to the bunch side of the field. So as you guys can see here, I'm not actually blocking anybody, but even though they're rushing 5, I feel like I can get my reads off fast enough to where, the blitz should not get to me. So as you guys can see there, right there, I dump it down. That's an easy 5 to 10 yard gain very consistently. Now, if you're enjoying my YouTube content, I highly recommend you check out Sportsgamerz.com. This is where I post all my premium Madden 22 content. I have eBooks, offensive and defensive schemes, plus I do 4 to 6 premium tips every week in the Madden Vault. This content is available for both current and next gen, so no matter what system you play on, we got you guys covered. Our best offer yet is the Sportsgamerz Madden VIP membership. This gives you access to the entire site, every tip, every ebook, plus the meta reports for only $19.99. I'll post a link to it in the description and the comments. Make sure to check it out for the best tips and content available at the best price anywhere. Now, obviously, we have much more on this play. I just want to first show you guys that when running this setup, your first read should always be the flat on each side of the field. Because even if you're just getting 5 or 6 yards, what's going to happen is they're not going to be cool if you keep on doing that every time, right? They're going to do something to where they eventually take this away. Now, if they're going to give up 5 to 6 yard flats every play, that's completely fine. I'm just saying most people won't. But even if they do, one spin move, one defender misses, and you could be off for a huge, huge gain. So the really nice thing about this is kind of a back-breaking type setup to where, you can hit the flats over and over and over again, but really what we're doing is we're trying to open up the deeper routes downfield like the post or the crosser. So you guys can see here, very easy to hit the crosser if they don't use it themselves. Now, the beauty of this play is we essentially have routes at 3 different levels that they would have to zone drop for. So the flat on each side of the field, you really have to have your flats about 5 to defend that. The crossing route, that's going to be at about 30. As you guys can see here, it's wide open. You would have to defend that at about 30. and still you could get over the top of 30, especially if you roll out. But then finally you have a post, and if you put your flats at 30, the post is just going to get underneath that. So the post would have to be more at about 20. And you cannot zone drop flats 3 different ways. The most you could do is 2. And what most people will do, and I've touched on this recently, is they'll probably do a 35 combo. So if they're doing that, they might be Mike Blitz 3 and probably trying to play double Mabel, right? So, blitzing is not really the best option because we have quick reads on the field to where, the blitz isn't really going to affect us too much. So most people will then probably try to go to coverage defense. Now remember, we put our curl flats on 5 and our actual flats on 30. So on each side of the field, we have a zone that theoretically should take away the quick route out of the backfield to the flat and also the quick drag flat. But then also we should have the deep sideline covered for any potential deep corners or crossers. So the problem with this strategy is that still you're going to have to manually guard the flats initially because they just don't hit the flat. They first come over to the middle of the field. And you also still got to really worry about that post crosser combo. So really, as you guys can see here, it's pretty simple to hit the post against a 30-yard flat because the 30-yard flat is just going to get too far back, especially when you have, the ability to just check it down out of the backfield. Like right here, even though he's at 5 yards, if I just threw this quickly, I could turn upfield and get 5 to 10 yards easily. And then the other problem here is that even though we have a 30-yard flat, as you guys know, 30-yard flats are not consistently covering crossing routes, especially guys who can roll out because they'll just kind of throw it over your head. So what happens now is, they basically have no way to defend all the routes on this play. And a lot of people at that point will just say, you know what, the heck to this, we're just going to play man coverage. And, man coverage has no shot here either because really every single route on this play can potentially beat man coverage. So, you're going to have to do a lot to even have a chance to slow this down. Out of man coverage, you would pretty much have to basically drop everyone back in coverage and rush basically nobody to even have a shot. But again, against man, you guys can see the quick drag crosser, the running back out of the backfield. He's not that open there. Normally that is a more open read. But then the crosser, which we hit for an easy gain, and the tight end post both get separation. Even the deep post can beat, man coverage pretty easily for a one-play touchdown, especially if you throw an ability on that receiver. A lot of people that run this type of offense or any offense with deep posts like to have an ability on the receiver running the deep post route just in case they try to, start to play a lot of man coverage on you. Now, there's even another setup that you can do off of what I've showed you here, but that's for Madden Vault members, the VIP Sportsgamerz members. We have a lot of these setups in the Vault and in our Run Heavy ebook. So like I said, make sure to check that out, guys, if you want to get better at the game. Now, I'm just going to break this down one time against the match coverage defense that a lot of people like, cover 4 show 2. This is a pretty common defense you'll see, and this is actually a very, 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 very good setup to just absolutely destroy that. So as you guys can see, nobody's even really on the running back. That's an easy read. So what I typically do if I notice they're in match coverage is I basically just read the running back and the quick crosser because both of those should be wide open depending upon who they use. As you guys can see here, that's just exactly the case. Also, the crossing route and the posts, those routes are pretty solid against match coverage. Honestly, guys, if someone's playing match, you can just hike the ball with just putting your tight end on the post and that'd be the only adjustment. And as you guys can see here, normally nobody will guard him. So, if they use him, then you look to the crosser to the receiver or the deep crosser post. But generally speaking, if I know they're matched, I can just hike the ball if only a tight end post. And, that's a very easy read because even if it is covered, you can just low ball it and they're not going to guard you. You guys see that I have Gronkowski in this video who, he's not bad, but, for the purpose of Madden 22, really we don't care about all these random ratings. What we care about more than anything is speed. And, even though he's 89 overall, he's 80 speed. That's not good. We probably would actually have more success just putting Howard in the game, who's 87 speed. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this tip. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. And until next time, it's Duke,